Episode 6, Mixed Signals. Maya had a problem. Correction, she had several. First, her Wi-Fi router had decided to die at the worst possible time, meaning she was once again trespassing on Adrian's signal. Second, her fridge contained nothing but expired yogurt and half a lime. And third, the biggest problem of all, her brain had decided to replay the Almost Kiss on a loop, 24 hours a day. Like some cursed rom-com highlight reel, she flopped dramatically onto her couch, groaning into a cushion. Stupid lips. Stupid claws. Stupid face. Her phone buzzed. Layla, naturally. Layla, how's life with hot neighbor? Maya, complicated. Layla, translation. You nearly kissed him. Maya. Layla, babe. Maya tossed the phone aside. Layla was too good at reading between the lines, and Maya was too embarrassed to admit how badly she wanted something that might not even be real. The next morning, as if summoned by her spiraling thoughts, Adrian appeared outside her door. Maya had just finished recording a dance video, still in sweats and a messy bun, when she heard his knock. She opened the door cautiously. Adrian stood there in a crisp suit, holding of all things a toolbox. What's this? She asked, blinking. Your Wi-Fi problem, he said simply, brushing past her into the apartment. Wait, you fix routers now too? Is there anything you can't do? Apparently cook dinner with you, he said dryly, kneeling by the outlet. Maya scowled, but her cheeks heated. Low blow, counselor, Adrian smirked, pulling out a tangle of cables like it was nothing. His tie loosened as he worked, and Maya, despite herself, found her gaze lingering. Broad shoulders, rolled up sleeves, concentration furrowing his brow. Why did troubleshooting look so attractive on him? She shook herself. Focus, Maya, it's just wires. Within minutes, the router lights blinked back to life. Adrian stood, dusting his hands. You're welcome. Thanks, hero. She hesitated, then added, want coffee? Clause 2 requires you to accept. His mouth twitched. Fine, 1 cup. They sat at her tiny kitchen table, steam rising from mismatched mugs. For a moment, it felt almost domestic. Like this was something they did every morning. Maya, of course, ruined the peace. So, about last night, Adrian stiffened. Maya, what? We can't just ignore it. It's like the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. There's a herd of elephants, she countered. They're doing the cha-cha all over this apartment. Adrian set down his mug, exhaling sharply. You make everything complicated. That's not fair. He looked at her then, and the intensity in his eyes made her throat go dry. You're unpredictable, impulsive, impossible to argue with. And I can't seem to stay away. Her heart slammed. That sounded dangerously like a confession, but before she could respond, his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, expression hardening. I have to go. Court. And just like that, he was gone, leaving Maya staring at her coffee, confused and breathless. By Saturday, Maya had worked herself into a full-blown spiral. What did he mean? Why couldn't he stay away? Was that a declaration of war, or feelings? Layla, of course, was no help. Mixed signals, she declared during their video call. Classic rom-com hero move. He wants you, but he's scared of the emotional fallout. I don't need a hero, Maya muttered. I need clarity. Then push him, Layla said. Force him to admit it. Maya bit her lip. She wasn't sure she was brave enough for that. Later that evening, Maya decided to distract herself with errands. She was juggling grocery bags in the parking lot when some jerk nearly clipped her with his car, speeding too close to the sidewalk. Watch it, she shouted, stumbling. One of the bags ripped, apples rolling everywhere. Before she could recover, Adrian appeared again, as if conjured by fate. He'd just returned from work, jacket slung over his arm. Without hesitation, he rushed to her side, steadying her with one hand and glaring after the car with the other. Are you okay? His voice was sharper than she'd ever heard. Protective, Maya blinked. Yeah, just clumsy me. He crouched, gathering apples, muttering curses about reckless drivers. When he stood, his jaw was tight, his hand still on her arm like he didn't trust her to stand on her own. Adrian, she said softly. Touched by the fire in his eyes, he looked at her then, really looked. And for a second the world went quiet. This was it. The perfect movie moment. But once again, Adrian pulled back. He shoved the apples into her bag, cleared his throat, and muttered, "Be careful next time." Then he walked ahead, leaving Maya frozen on the sidewalk. Her heart twisting, back in her apartment, she collapsed on the couch. "Groceries forgotten. He's driving me insane," she told her empty living room, because Adrian's signals weren't just mixed, they were scrambled beyond recognition. He cared, that much was obvious. But every time the moment leaned toward something real, he pulled away, and Maya, for all her jokes and games, was starting to realize something terrifying. She didn't want Almost anymore. She wanted him.